I was a 2024 bride and I did a Hindu destination wedding in Mexico. And this is part 2 in my wedding series of tips and lessons that I've learned. I'm going to be talking about everything that's budgeting, but budgeting without necessarily sacrificing. So weddings can get expensive really quickly. I wanted to include every single decoration, everything that would look nice. And then once I saw how over I went the budget, I was like, okay, we gotta bring this down. I gotta get rid of pretty much everything. One thing that's special about destination weddings is that a lot of the times, you'll have a nice location, so you don't necessarily need to spend a lot on the decorations. I had 3 events. So the first one was the Mehndi, and that was in a garden, and the reception as well was in the same garden, and the wedding itself was at the beach. So for example, I cut out any unnecessary decorations. I really thought about, okay, do I really need this, or is it just something that I want? For each event, I only had one main central focus in terms of decorations. So for the Mehndi, I had these Chinese lantern things, and so it looked really nice against the green garden. And I also had these flower garlands that people could use as a backdrop for when they were getting their Mehndi done. So for Hindu weddings, you're on stage, and I really wanted that to look nice. You can see in the photos, there's like lots of different flowers, and it looked really nice against the water. And for the reception, I had these beautiful twinkle lights that really set the vibe for the whole evening. What I did save money on, I didn't get all of my bridesmaids some bouquets, or even the groomsmen. Honestly, I didn't think that was necessary. And even the path that I was walking down on, sometimes people fill it up with flowers, but I didn't. I think I just had 2 sets of bouquets walking down, and that was it. Something that I didn't cheap on is premium alcohol. That was just important to me. This doesn't need to be what you have to do. Because of the fact that I did a destination wedding and, people paid a lot of the times you go to resorts, they're not really going to give you premium alcohol like regularly. So I really want to make sure that for all of my events that people had premium alcohol, and trust me, they all knew the difference. Something that people might forget sometimes or overlook is to make sure you include your vendors into the food and drink. They have to eat at some point and drink at some point, so make sure you allocate them into that as well. My husband's #1 rule of life is everything is negotiable. We would always make sure to ask, like, okay, can we do this instead of this, or can we take this out, can we negotiate the price? He always says, if you don't ask, you're not gonna get it. If you have any questions, let me know, and make sure you watch part 1 if you haven't, and part 3 where I'm going to be talking about all the sentimental stuff that I included.